Now, I'm going to explain the dynamic because I love Caleb's soul, and yet I know reality, especially of industrialized America. It's his factory. And I was watching this politician, and that's how they think. They think America's prosperous when they put family in a home, which could as well be true, but doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a capitalist colonial-like society in a sense, in factories. But they disregard much of the waste that is inherent in that, the agrarian, family-oriented society, and the otherwise modern mid-industrialized state, whereby people are able at a mid-level of equipping and availability of resources create for themselves. They have 3D printers now, AI's advanced, modernization of robotics. So you can have smaller companies producing and doing big things at more efficient levels. But then you have the Americans like Caleb. By Americas, I'm talking about the work rulers who they need to be on the grid, but they're actually operations or safety. They're the reason that work ruler class, that colonialization was purportedly necessary. They're the shift of people, the margin of people that in a society or a culture aren't actually producing to the extent that if they were running their own family and not a ruler in the grid per se, they're not going to be utilized in the same way, I guess you could say, and their input is not going to be the same, but they would be more based on ergons of energy. They would be more productive somewhere else. So the Americas grid forces two things. In a way, it creates an unappreciated actual market. So the production of, say, weapons from America, production of a lot of the products that end up being wasted. Capitalism in a colonial setting, which denigrates the family but looks to put people into work grids based on interest money schemes as well, because that's what it tolerates. It does things like this. It creates gross inefficiency and gross waste. At the same time, it has nonsensical shifts, but it thinks it's progressive. We've not progressed life or liberty, the pursuit of happiness. In those three categories, median mode across America, we've not progressed in the past 2 to 4 decades, probably 2 to 3 decades, at least the past 20 years for sure. So let's be mindful, America, that forcing democracy as a way of life is not a virtue, number one. And wasteful, bigger is always better mentality is not necessarily a good philosophy. Laissez-faire economics works, but America's not allowing for laissez-faire economics in the sense that we're continuing to cause unnecessary wars. We're using big farm, what is dangerous products in my opinion, and certainly the opinion of many objective neutral doctors, at least unnecessary, are being forced throughout the world. And those two things, armament and big farm, we taxpayers are supplementing. We're footing the marginal difference that lets those companies survive compared to they would die out. You don't see too many buggy whip companies still around because not a whole lot of buggies. And so armament will die out when war is no longer propagated. And that's just a factual reality. So if you want the economy to thrive again, it's okay to have manufacturing industries. I think they're requisite. But stupid people, I'm sorry, there's only so many ways that you can recreate life, liberty, pursuit of happiness from a home environment. So we actually need medium and small level businesses to support the large businesses. And it needs to be done in such a way that the value of the worker is appreciated, because there's clearly a disconnect in understanding and appreciating, I believe, those virtues and common values in America, which led to the denigration of much of the American family. It's a common rarity today to see the American family together. And a lot of times we have dangerous processes because stupid people are in charge. I'm just making that point of I put people's lives at risk. In order by non-commercial driver to back this tractor onto a roadway, while that guy de facto, I'm not talking about their stupid policies or philosophy because it violates proper policy because that guy did it de facto and violates safety because he has me literally come back under the pretext of safety. But these are the kind of things in America that do make the difference. If you haven't seen it or done it, but Caleb's not going to be, I mean, he's just a mid-level guy at a regular old company. And I didn't say, hey, dude, I practice law, certified judge, been on TV, played football, played baseball, evaluated safety. That guy sat there for about 3 to 7 minutes from observation, safely pulled forward, nothing interfered with the traffic flow of folks behind us or blocked the visibility. I'm not going to say that. I'm saying, oh yeah, shoot, Caleb. Nice, I can. Well, I'll do it. I'll back right on up. Who are you now? Some random dude just coming up, bossing you around. So he's Americas. He's American. He wants to feel in charge. And that's American mentality. It's not based on dignity. It's not based on production. It's a lie to say colonial capitalist society is the best because Americans are not the happiest, and much of the disruption to the world's tranquility is caused by Americans and their mentality, pushing, promoting of war, of big farm, and really of immoral entertainment, where people just have to have attention and say something, and that creates that American culture of entertain. That's a cool car. That's a nice Mustang. America does put out some cool vehicles. I think, again, a lot of the things waste. It's like much of this cardboard that we're bringing here, corrugated cardboard. They're going to take these rolls and make boxes for Americans to buy more stuff. I think that's what's occurring. And then there's another place where we'll take the recyclables, 40,000 pounds of recycled old cardboard products that these people here make boxes for, much of which, again, probably 60-90% of it didn't even need to be purchased. It's like letting the car wear out and your shoes wear out before you go buy a new pair. Americans have no, and that's white, black, does not matter. They have no conscious appreciation as an overall culture. Some do, the minimalists do, and a few of the entrepreneurs and responsible dads and moms, but of sheer waste. So I made a wasteful move, is my point, trucking what you're teaching though. Like being told to back onto a roadway. Caleb felt so smart as he jumped into a vehicle going to lunch with whoever she was, when in fact it's just a stupid policy. It would make more sense to mark something off there, and there's no signage. But anywho, that's how life rolls. Peace be with you, trucker and Trentissimo. Your best is enough. Pursue life, liberty, and happiness. Bye for now.